Okay, this video is going to show you how you can use Office 365 docs and your OneDrive area in order to create documents that you can easily share with students in your class, possibly parents and any other interested party. To start with, you need a Word document like this one. This looks like any other Word document, which I've saved into my hard drive of my computer or school network area, depending. Then I'm going to switch to my email account and go in to my OneDrive area from the waffle menu at the top left there. Once in the OneDrive area, you can see I've got a number of folders there already. I'm going to set up a new folder for what we're doing today, and I'm going to call that Staff Inset March 2017, and I'm going to create that . Okay, once that's created, I'm going to go into it and I'm going to find the location that I saved that document to, and then quite simply I'm just going to drag it into the OneDrive area where it will upload. Now I'm going to close down the local copy. That's the copy that's saved on the hard drive of my computer, because now it's online, it's saved in my OneDrive area. So if I want to do any editing, I'm going to open it from here. So I'm going to click open. Now if you want to just make some quick changes, like adding some text or something like that, you can just edit it in the browser, so within Chrome in this case, because that's the browser I'm using. I'm going to edit it in Word, so I'm going to edit it using Microsoft Word, the program that's installed on my computer. That'll take a few seconds to load. You sometimes have to log in the first time you do this, but I think because I'm already logged in, that won't be an issue. So I can make changes to this document. Now the first thing I'm going to do is use tinyurl. I'm going to use tinyurl to give this a memorable name. So going back on the web, I'm going to go to, and there are quite a number of other what we call link shorteners out there. Now tinyurl is a great little site, and I'll show you why in just a second. If I go back into my OneDrive, I'm going to close that document down now, go back into here. I want to create a link to this document that I can then share. Now if I go get a link on there, right click, get a link, that's going to give me a little box, and I'm going to go get a link there. I'm going to click on that first of all, because I can change the permissions there. So I could insist on a school login for people to see that, or I could limit it to specific people. For now I'm just going to say, if you've got this link, that's good enough for me. I'm going to untick allow editing. Rather unhelpfully, allow editing seems to be on by default. So if you're not careful and you don't untick that box, and you share it with students, you might give them permission to edit the document, which certainly I try not to do unless necessary. You could set an expiry, so after a certain date the link's no longer active, but I'm not going to do that for now. So it's going to load up a link eventually. Now I'm going to copy that link. Now if I go back to my Word document and paste that link below, you'll see that it's a really unusable link. It's very, very difficult to share that with somebody and say, click on this link. So I'm going to get rid of that. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to tinyurl. I'm going to paste that URL into that box there. Now the reason I'm using tinyurl as opposed to Google or Bitly or other link shorteners is this allows you to choose your own alias. So you could actually say what you want to come after the tinyurl.com/. So I'm going to say Queg's staff inset 01/03/17, because that's the date. Okay. Now when you're dealing with students, sometimes it's great if you've got a class document to actually let the students choose, and normally you get them to put two words together. If the link's already been taken, then you just choose another link, but we've had things like tinyurl.com/moose shampoo and /cookie bubble, and the year 11 computing class for some reason went for tinyurl.com/soggy shrek. But in the classroom, all you've got to say to them is log on to soggy shrek. It's a bit of a standing joke. They just get on and do that. So let's see, I don't think anybody else will have chosen that link already, but we click on the button and it's now said that okay, that's our original link, that's the new link, so tinyurl.com/quagstaffinsert 010317. Now that's quite a long link. You probably want to go for something a little bit shorter, but that'll do for now. So I'm going to copy that to the clipboard, and just to prove that works, I'm going to go into a new tab and I'm going to paste that link into there, and we'll go, and keeping our fingers crossed, that should open the document that we've just linked to. Yes, it does. Oh, wonderful. So now I'm going to go into here and I'm going to paste that into there. You can actually get rid of all that gumph at the start and just go. So actually now a permanent link to that document is www.tinyurl.com/quagstaffinsert 010317, and you can make that link pretty much whatever you want so long as nobody's taken it already. So other hyperlinks, let's have a look at putting some of the information here that we've collected already. So if we go for example to YouTube, rather helpfully I've produced a few videos to help people remember what we've been through in a very short session today. So we're going to go to the quizzes one, and we can do this in exactly the same way. We're not going to spend time watching the video. What we can do is we can just copy the URL, the address at the top. This is about quizzes, so we go back into here. I'm going to put a link. Oops, I didn't want that to go. I'm going to remove that hyperlink because it looks neater. I'm going to put a link there, and I'm going to highlight that text, go right click, hyperlink, and I'm going to paste the web address into that box there. That's okay. That creates a custom link. I could have hyperlinked this text here, but I just think it looks a little bit neater to have a link afterwards. If I go back again and just go back to that list of videos, using forms, so I can click on that video. Let's just get it paused so the sound doesn't start. Copy that URL, go back into the bit, find the bit on forms. Where's forms? There it is. Link again, and again highlight that, right click, hyperlink, and then paste the hyperlink. And you can work through that document in exactly the same way. A lot of these will have hyperlinks on when you actually come to this document, because obviously I'm making this video now. So you can link whatever you want. You could link pictures if you want. So let's for example say we're looking for a classroom timer. I haven't got a clue. I'm not recommending any of these because I've never used them before. That's a download. I don't want to do that. So let's go for online classroom timer. Let's have a look at that one. There we go. There's an online timer. So I can copy and paste that into there. Go back into my Word document and I can click on the picture, hyperlink, and in exactly the same way I can hyperlink to that online timer. Now again, because I'm in Word, I can just control click on that and that should open it as proof that yes, that link does indeed work. I've never used that timer before in my life, so I'm certainly not recommending it, but it's an illustration of how you can hyperlink pictures and whatever you want. Now when I save it, because I opened it up from OneDrive, it will save back to OneDrive. So if I just hit the save button, it will, you might see in the bottom right corner it says uploading to SharePoint. That's uploading it to the OneDrive area. So once I've uploaded it, saved it, I can close that down. I think it's going to close, and I can go back in to the OneDrive area, get rid of that, and we can see if we just refresh the page that document was saved a few seconds ago. So if I open that document now online, I should be able to just click straight on those links, and that will take me to the relevant pages, the relevant YouTube videos. Back to that one again, click on the online timer, that works, etc, etc. Okay, so you very simply, very easily, you've developed an online document with clickable hyperlinks. Just to give you some indication, this is a document that I've used with one of my Year 12 business classes this year, tinyurl.com/Quags International Business if you want to have a look. International Business is the unit I'm taking, and I've linked a number of things in here. I've linked at the top there to the specification. So that's a PDF of the specification. So people can see, and they've got that easily. They don't have to go hunting for it on the network. There's relevant useful links to particular websites that might be of interest, and also what I've done, which might be an idea some of you might want to try, is I've actually put my details for each lesson on here. So for example, the last lesson they had, it was feedback on the assignment. Now we're not allowed to give individual feedback on this particular course, so this was some general feedback about what students should check, and it was up to them to go back and see if that applied to them. But there are also links to slides. So for example, if I've used a PowerPoint during a presentation, that's also linked on there, so students can access that outside of lesson time. When we did one of the assignments, my notes on breaking down the assignment was on there as well. So I've put those on there for students to refer to, and students have just got to remember Queg's International Business after tinyURL, and that will allow them to access this. So the assessment activities are linked to a relevant news story. This also covers you if somebody's away. When you get asked to set cover work, you can just say refer to the class document. It's all on there. Go through the slides, complete the activities, whatever you've got on there. So you've got the URL to that. If you want to have a look at some of the things that I've been put on there this year, feel free to have a look at tinyurl.com/Queg's International Business. But for now, you've got access to this document as well, and hope you enjoy playing with Office 365 documents and your OneDrive account.